Welcome back, guys. Today's video I want to give you some tips on how to optimize your game. So first tip is to go into your workspace here, and then when you go into your settings you could scroll down to the bottom, and under streaming here you'll see streaming enabled, and you just want to flip that on. So what that does is it basically controls the render distance of your game. So objects in the distance that don't render in. And another thing you can do to help with that is if you have any models, mesh models here, and make sure they're grouped as a model first. You go into the property settings of that model, you can find appearance and level of detail, and then you could just flip that to streaming mesh. So what that does to the mesh is it basically distorts the mesh when it's in the distance, so it doesn't have as many triangles rendering in. My second tip is to make everything low poly. So your poly is like the amount of triangles you have in your meshes. So you want to, when you're making your meshes, you just want to make sure that they don't have like an extreme amount of triangles, because if they're well over, like even 10,000 triangles is a lot, but that's the cap upload limit for per mesh. But even that's high. I like for little meshes I try to stay between like 500 and 1,000. You can go even lower than that for like little things. So I can't remember what I made these at, but they're probably at around maybe 1,000 max. But that's for a plant, so plants do tend to take a little more detail. My second tip is to optimize the collision box. So what you can do is actually go into File at the top here, and then proceed to Studio Settings, and then when you scroll out to the bottom here, you'll see something that says Show Decomposition Geometry. You just want to flip that on, and then what it does is it shows you the render box of each mesh. So things like this, it's okay to have your collision box closer to the chair because you want your avatars to be able to sit in it without complications. Things like, say my name over here, people aren't really going to need to like walk on top of this kind of thing. So what you can do is you can even just change this to box. So that removes a lot of the triangles needed in the collision box itself. And then you could just go through all of the meshes here inside that and just do the same to those as well. So anything that players like aren't interacting with, or like needing to stand on and stuff like that, you could just set those to box. Things where you need the collision box to be shrunk into the model, you can either leave that as default, or you can even set it to precise if you need it to be like as close to exact as possible. But usually default is good enough. So I hope these tips help you out, guys, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you, bye.